This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
This episode is brought to you by Bumble. So, you want to find someone you're compatible with, specifically someone who's ready for a serious connection, totally open to having kids in the future, is a tall, rock-climbing Libra, and loves rom-coms with vegan pizzas on Tuesdays just as much as you do. Bumble knows that you know exactly what's right for you. So whatever it is you're looking for, Bumble's features can help you find it. Date now on Bumble.
Oh boy, we are going to have to do this one.
No.
Yes.
Let's do something else.
No. People are asking for updates. It's still a huge problem. We're doing it. Screen time, part 2.
The revenge of screen time. He doesn't know what we're talking about. Ben, do you want $1 million?
That cat shouldn't be inside
Ben,
that.
do you want to answer right now if you want $1 million?
What's he doing? Why's he sitting like that?
Oh my God.
We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake while the quality's sick. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake while the quality's sick. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake while the quality's sick.
I want to sit down and speak to the listener directly right out of the gates. We are trying desperately to grow the podcast. We are hungry for subscribers. If you subscribe to the podcast today, we are prepared to Venmo you at the very least $1, and we're willing to go up to, but no further than $30. We will Venmo you for a subscription. I'm dead serious. Welcome to the Grolic Saves the World. My name is Adam Caton Holland.
I'm Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orvidal. No.
And I'm not doing this, Adam.
What do you, come on,
I'm
it's not that big a deal.
I'm not going to send these people $30. That's crazy.
Don't you want to be one of these big podcasts? This is how they do it. You got to buy the subscribers. That's the model.
Adam,
No, what you do is you sell out the people who made you popular. That's the model.
All right, fine. I'm just trying to get more listeners. I get that you guys are not on board with the approach. Let's get together off air and figure out a new cool promo out the gates, and I'll just let this one lie there.
Not going
I want to talk to you about
happen.
something.
Hey, wait, Andrew, real quick. Did you think, though, for a quick second, and listeners, that he was doing the intro to that very, very classic Living Color song, Cult of Personality, where it's the audio clip where it goes, I want to sit right down with you and speak to you all in a language you can understand. I thought he was doing that.
Oh, man.
Adam is not that cool. No offense, Adam. That's a classic. All-timer.
Oh, my
Great
God.
song.
Adam, shut up for a second. Andrew, Vernon Reed, why not near the very tippity top of greatest guitarists of all time? I mean,
Because of racism, Ben. Jesus.
yeah, you're right. Whew. All right, Adam, what were you going to do today? What were you going to talk about?
I feel like not an episode of this podcast goes by that you don't brag to me and Andrew about your wellness fucking journey. You're just over there. Like, I think do you want to do it to improve yourself, or do you want to do it to rub dirt in our face? Because I'm beginning to wonder, and Andrew and I have really grown sick of it as a team.
Well, can I answer that question?
No, you cannot. This is a opening statement. You'll have yours, and then the jurors will decide. One that really,
the 69 jurors that are required at every court case.
The 69 jurors in Riff
dude.
City.
Tight. Every time they're
court.
addressed, someone has to go tight.
The Riff City appellate jury will hear it. Tight.
Tight.
One that really sat poorly with me and Andrew was you fucking rubbing it in our face how you just had a pedicure in Savannah, Georgia.
That was a
like some
challenge
kind of
that we
boy
were all going to
king.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. And that upset you guys?
It did upset us because it used to be a time you would say, Andrew, Adam, want to go get pedicures with me? And we'd say we'd love nothing more. And you didn't even ask. And I would have booked a ticket one way to Savannah. I wouldn't even gotten the return. I would have just met you there.
Now that's romantic.
But you didn't even give me the chance. 10 years ago, that's just a no-brainer. I'm telling Adam, I'm hitting and he'll be there. You didn't give me the chance. You didn't give Andrew the chance. So guess what? Andrew and I took it upon ourselves to have a nice pedicure sesh this past Valentine's Day, and my wife came.
Wait,
This is absolutely
wait
true.
a second.
We went and got petties.
No, you did
on
not.
Valentine's Day.
Me, Katie, and Andrew went and got petties together.
Oh my God.
And we have photos. And Andrew didn't want to do the mani, but I did a mani after. Check out these 3 cool black fingernails.
Oh my god!
For some reason, I decided 3 nails was cool. I have 10 fingernails. I got 3.
He got 3 so he can hide them in his pocket. That's why he only got 3.
I got 3, but I got 10 black toes.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Wait.
This is all.
Wait.
This is all accurate. A craziest invite. Adam's like, you want to go get pedicures on Valentine's? No, I reminded. I was like, I think it's Valentine's Day, and he goes, yeah, it was Katie's idea. It was cool. And I was like,
yeah.
All right, in the weirdest third wheel bring along of all time.
Yeah, Katie had the idea. She's like, she wanted to get mani pedis just because we've never done it ever, and she thought it'd be a fun Valentine's Day thing. And I was like, sure. And then Ben did that, and then Katie's like, invite Andrew for the pod. Fuck Ben. And I was like, yes.
Oh, wow.
Katie
said, fuck
woman.
me.
She said,
fuck me
Ben.
after I gave her the nuptials of a lifetime. I gave her nuptials that she can lean on. I gave her a rock of ages.
She
and
knows,
she has the
knows
audacity.
how you've hurt me. She knows that you used to invite me, and she knows that I've become less of a man because of the hurt that you've inflicted on me. And Andrew, I know, feels the same way, because when you're not around, this is all we talk about is how you hurt us. And so,
just
wait, tell me about it. So
I do want to. I feel like the women who were giving us the pedicures were curious of what the situation was. It was either like, these are two gay dudes and their very nice female friend who has come with them. That was one possibility. Or Adam is bi, has an attractive lady and a very ugly boyfriend, which is also
there was
a weird option.
Weird throuple energy for sure. Also, Andrew and I were only the only two men in the entire place. So Andrew
they were
and I
like,
said,
oh, adorable.
Except the 2 guys working the front desk.
Right, the 2 customers.
Who had
the customers.
The most amazing haircuts I've ever seen.
Those guys were excellent. They took us to a little room. Like there's the main area with all these tables where everyone's getting manicures, and then the pedicures are sort of not closed off rooms, but they have archways and they're separate rooms. So we went in there, and there were these powerful massage chairs, 3 in a row. Andrew sat on my left, I sat on the center, and Katie sat on my right, and I just held hands with both of them as we all got pedicures.
I didn't use the massage chair, and it felt like I had a Transformer's fist in my back the whole time.
Yeah, they were really intense
one of the
massage chairs.
It was pretty uncomfortable.
Wait, so this polycule that you guys have put together and gone to get a manicure. What did you guys think? Bigger than our own issues of me doing a lot of challenges alone because I'm independent and handsome.
That's what everyone says about you. What do we think?
Wait, so what did you guys think? What did you think?
It was wild. I've never had a pedicure before or a manicure. I was a little hesitant. Just you see the tools, they like lay out the tools of the trade, a giant nail clipper, a Parmesan grater. They've got all this stuff, and it was not unlike stuff that you would see in on a torturer's.
They also have little carving implements and like things you'd see that a dentist would use between your teeth. Just like every little implement is laid out there, like they're about to do some weird.
But
torture.
They did such a great job. None of it hurt. They very methodically sanded down and polished my feet. I also got my nails painted. I went pink. I don't know what the official color is, but it's I guess a Barbie Corvette pink.
Yeah, Andrew went hot pink on his toenails. They look awesome.
Yeah.
We'll post all these photos. We got lots of photos.
Okay,
but
so
it was just weird, and also like my feet are ticklish, and so I felt ridiculous like, my feet are like squirming around and I'm trying to relax and be an adult, but my feet are they're ticklish. It's a
Did you get
spot.
the calf massage?
I did. I got a little, I wouldn't call it a massage, but yeah, I guess technically it was a massage on the
they
calves.
jerk your lower leg off is what it is.
Well, I wouldn't describe it like that either, but because that just sounds like a bear ripping
this
the
whole
leg off your body.
Problematic. It's problematic on my part, and I apologize, Ron. Sorry.
Ben can't handle intentional contact.
Yes, I can.
But it is being very like loving to a body part that gets ignored a lot of the time. Like I've had plenty of back massages and stuff. There's ways that you take care of yourself, but the feet, I've never done anything for my feet ever. They're just like, they're an afterthought.
Absolutely.
They're lucky they're still on my body. And what are you two cackling about?
Why are you guys giggling? Like, what is this?
It's just Andrew put a ball right up on a tee there, and it's just loving on a body part that gets ignored a lot of the time. And Ron, I'm not going to swing at it. I want you to know that that's a t-ball game happening in a Rift City baseball.
The blanket over producer Ron's cage if he's going to disrupt
he's chirping
the
too
flow
much
with eye contact. Put the blanket over his parakeet cage. It's nighttime, producer Ron.
Ron and I both made eye contact that Andrew said that. Wait, so Adam, what did
you know what the fuck I'm talking about? So it was very unique to be like, wow, my feet are now getting the attention. I guess I have had feet massages during a massage like therapy.
And it always feels great.
But
I always wish they would linger there longer. I agree with Andrew. You're on your feet all damn day. Your feet, those are your dogs, and they take everything. And you never feed those dogs. You just take them for granted. And so
that's what Adam was saying inside the pedicure.
It was nice to have somebody take care of my dogs. I said, hey lady, take care of these dogs. And she did. It felt so good. And they have this very warm kind of like gelatinous liquid that your feet go in. It feels really good the whole time. And yeah, like Ben was saying on the last episode.
My liquid was water.
Well, it felt like it had something else in there. It felt like there was some sort of chemical or treatment in there.
I don't think
it felt really nice. But going in between your toenails with all that stuff. And look, I had a toe that it has surgery and has a rod in it, and it's just a bigger, more, I care about this toe more. I was like, hey, that's my injured toe. Like, go easy on it. And she looked at me like, you would not believe the things I've seen in here. Your toe is just fine.
It's nothing.
Yep. And she handled it well, right?
Handled it well. I got blisters on the bottom of my feet from soccer cleats. She just went at those, no problem. We sand those down. It was amazing. I loved it. My feet felt fantastic.
How do you both feel now? Would you do it again?
As you described it, baby soft, Ben.
Yeah.
I've never had softer
Love
feet.
it.
It's strange to feel.
That's so great.
Feet. I'm used to them being all craggly, and I guess mine weren't that bad. She didn't have to sand them down an outrageous amount, but they are very soft now for sure.
I 10 out of 10 would do it again. Mine cost $30. It was pretty cheap. Andrew sprung for 40 because he was only doing his dogs. He wasn't doing his cats up here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So he just did the dogs. Let's just go with it. Just go with it. I think it's great. So Andrew's was a $40 treatment. He had like aloe in there or something, and then he went on his way.
I don't know what menu you were looking at. It said 60 for the one I got.
Yours was 60?
Yeah.
Oh damn!
Wow.
That's intense.
I wish it was 40.
Well, I loved it.
And then you got a tip.
I would do it again, and I think I will do it again.
It is a great way to pamper yourself. There was a terrible moment that happened after Adam left. So Adam and I were sitting there. Adam got black nail polish. We were riffing and teasing. I was saying he got the My Chemical Romance. We were saying he gets a 10% discount at Hot Topic. But then
classic goofs.
We started talking about how I know the band My Chemical Romance. I used to live in New Jersey. I was there when they started that band, and I was friends with them. And so we're just talking about that. And then Adam and Katie leave to go get manicures and leaving me alone with this woman. And it's not that apparent on this pod because I wear headphones, but I am very hard of hearing. I'm deaf in my right ear. I have hearing loss in my left ear. And in person, it's bad. It's
you have a seat buzzing around you and the water bubbling and just white noise in the room. Andrew, I can't imagine you caught any of that.
The last time I caught everything with Adam, but the last time I got my hearing checked, the doctor was like, "Oh, you become really good at reading lips. You probably didn't realize it." He's like, "But you're doing a lot of you're filling in a lot of gaps with lip reading." So smash cut to me being alone with this woman. She's working on my feet. She sits back. She's wearing a mask over her face. And she also has a thick accent. And she's talking to me. And I cannot understand anything. She might as well sound like the fucking teacher from a Snoopy cartoon. I cannot understand her.
Katie and I are across the room laughing, holding hands. It's Manny time.
Yeah.
And I'm back here trapped in a situation where I don't understand what's happened. I've still got my feet out, and she's talking to me. And I thought she was talking to me about what we were talking about, My Chemical Romance. That's what I was kind of hearing, and I was like, "Oh, that band? Like, yeah, no, I knew that band. It was a long time ago when I lived in New Jersey." and she keeps talking to me, and but I'm like, I really don't get it, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, one more time." I'm sorry. I do it one more. I literally say I'm sorry one more time 8 or 9
more
times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't.
I'm sorry, 8 or 9 more times.
I
was
there
like,
an issue
I'm
with
gonna have
my
to,
dogs?
I was like, I'm gonna have to have her write it down. And finally, she just she doesn't yell it, but she says very emphatically, she's like, "Stay here and let dry." And I was like, "Oh, that's what you were saying?"
No.
And I've just been sitting here
with that. Romance.
Was that a live album
it was
or a set of
long
B-sides?
time ago. They were great guys. I thought that, I thought that she... I felt so fucking stupid.
Well,
I was like, "Oh, right."
The point of of this entire diatribe, Ben, is to let you know you've been replaced. My wife does care about my feelings, and she cares about Andrew's feelings too.
She's also come up with the vast majority of challenges we've done on this podcast. So
that's true.
That's right.
I honestly, I co-sign this maneuver, this replacement, and I just want to wish Katie the best of luck.
Hell yeah.
I don't know who's going to
free you up for so much phone time, Ben.
Well, I don't know who's going to sex wine.
I can sexual wine.
No, Andrew. No, thank you.
I know.
Thank you.
As soon as I did it, I was like, "No, that wasn't it. That was more like a witch."
You don't think producer Ron
It's an art form.
has a treasure trove of sexual whining audio from you, Ben, that he could just put in at any point?
Find one for me. Show me your best shot.
Line. You knew we own everything you've said from the jump. We'll take that sexual whining.
You don't think we can use generative AI to just make
try
Ben
to find
sexual
this
whining
one
sound?
in there with this audio signature?
That sounded like a donkey.
Yeah. I change it though. AI can't keep up with all my variations.
It's very clear that Katie is sort of the Oz behind the curtain here. Katie's running this podcast. And one question that she had, which is one that I heard from a lot of listeners, for real, was on the podcast where we talked to you about your phone screen time, Ben. Yep. Everyone wanted to know how you did. Everyone wanted to know how you're doing. And I don't think it's a big surprise. It's an ongoing issue. So guess what? This is part fucking 2. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it after the break about how you're doing on your let's tune down the screen time challenge.
Okay.
We're going to talk more about it. We're going to talk about how you did that week and how it's affecting your life further.
We're going to dig in. And we're going
to do it with beautiful nails.
Okay. Well, I guess
with
that's
the feet of a baby.
I don't have a choice in this, it sounds like. So
Katie's calling the shots.
You don't. Yeah, Katie said this is what we're doing.
Well, all right. But in the meantime, those of you who aren't aware, we're going to continue to remind you we have an amazing Patreon account, patreon.com/Grawlix Saves.
And if you're already a Patreon, thank you a million times. And enjoy this break without ads because you earned it. Well, you paid for it technically, but that's like earning it.
And I guess when we return we're going to discuss my phone habits and how I did on the challenge. Okay, we get it. Stay tuned.
Hey, do you love the Grolic Saves the World, but are sad because you're not getting enough of it?
Boy, do I.
Well, great news. You can get all sorts of bonus content on our Patreon.
Like what?
Tell them, Ben.
Act 4, ad-free episodes, birthday shoutouts, exclusive merch, stronger, more painful erections, our pod within a pod, boy crazy, decreased A1C levels, photos and videos, bonus content, and so much more.
Okay, I'll do it.
No, kick to me. Say, how do I do it? How do I sign up?
We're not trying to sell it to you, Andrew. You don't have to. Jesus.
Oh, well, I mean, it sounded good. Okay, how do I sign up then?
Fuck it.
You can sign up now by visiting patreon.com/Grolic Saves.
I do want to sign up.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
That we have to do it again, Andrew, is what really galls me. That the boy,
It needs its own podcast. I feel like we've devoted so much energy of this podcast. We just need new podcast called Ben Time, where we just deal with
saving your friend from the demon in his pocket. And
the demon in his pocket. That's the title of the documentary we're making about
you
him.
guys can't,
and it works for both
podcasts. The demon in my pocket.
Demon
Why not?
in my pocket.
Because
it's about
people are gonna think you're talking about
Ben's masturbation addiction and his screen time.
Here's the thing: you're a subject of the documentary. You're not an EP on this one.
Yeah, we don't actually need
the
critical
I just
feedback.
think the demon in my pocket is going to get misconstrued.
Maybe we want the clicks, asshole. You ever think we know what we're doing?
All right. Well, we're back.
If you're just tuning in, Andrew and I are disappointed in our teenage son, Ben, because yet again, we're having to address his screen time, his phone usage, and how it's out of control. And before we get to that, we want to update some of our listeners. We did this a few episodes ago. We said, let's try to chill on phone screen time. And
we found out that Ben was averaging somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 hours a day on screen time.
A full shift, as Andrew said, a full shift, a work shift of screen time.
And so we decided to see how we could do with some screen time caps. Ben pitched 3 hours and 50 minutes. And so you, the listener, might be wondering, how did that week go? So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Ben, go ahead.
Let me add this important detail. Ben wanted to get a tattoo.
Right.
And, Adam said that if Ben could do this for 1 week, if he could meet 3 hours and 50 minutes a day, that's not a week, a day, we would pay for said tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's my first one. So it's like
a big deal.
Big deal.
It's a
for
big
sure.
deal. You never forget your first.
The first tattoo on the back right quadrant of your neck, specifically. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
But so this was, as I was messaging you guys during this challenge, it's been very eye-opening. Number one, I will admit now that I may have a problem.
I love Ben's hangdog expression.
Face.
He manages to lower both eyes like a cartoon.
And I am willing to concede that perhaps I have been on my phone a bit much.
It does seem to have affected one, if not both, of your eyes.
It does seem like you're now blind from phone use.
I will not go into details or comment on that kind of stuff. But I will say
it's a good look. Can I say I think it's a good look? It's a cool look.
No, I really think
Ben was doing it. He was sending us screen caps. They could have been doctored, but he was sending us
No,
screen
they were not
caps
doctored.
of him
I promise. I was being very serious.
making it day after day. He was making it, and I personally was stunned. I thought day one he would fail.
I think he wasn't just making it. You were crushing it, Ben. You were coming in at like 2 hours and change, right? You were doing really well.
Yeah.
So I think it was getting less and less. Like first day was 3:10 or something like that. And then the next day was under 3. And then the next day again was under 3, if I recall.
Yeah. Yeah. For about, I think 4 or 5 days, I really
And I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to pay for this goddamn tattoo.
Well, I let you off the hook. I'll spoiler alert. But the first few days were definitely very eye-opening. I think I messaged you guys. This is one of the most eye-opening challenges for people who have just started joining us. If you don't remember, I actually tried to stop speaking for an entire week, and I did not talk for a long time. And that was very eye-opening. I tried a vow of silence. And this was up there with that. I realized how much time I'm soaking up looking at my phone. And what I realized is the time that I am soaking up is probably the time I need most. Like I'm soaking up quiet time, like time where I'm not doing anything. And that was the time that I was like, this is the part that I've been missing out on, like that I've been ruining by I pick up my phone and puncture that time with by looking at my phone and getting in, and it forced me over those few days to really like kind of enjoy that. I listened to music more. I read far more than I normally do during that time.
I was just going to ask, what were some of the ways that you were able to do it? Because you were nailing it the first few days. Like, how did you replace that time? Music, reading, doing stuff like projects. Cigarettes are a big thing. You guys know cigarettes are kind of a crutch for me. And I was not smoking cigarettes. Of course, you guys know I'm chewing now. Cool. And so I chewed a lot. Honestly, I tried to enjoy it. I went on walks. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was sort of like I felt like I had to fill that time, but it was also legitimately felt like withdrawals at points. Like, wow. Where I craved it, not serious withdrawals. I mean, I didn't have the DTs or anything like that, but I definitely felt like, oh, I want to check my phone.
I understand that. I make a point of leaving my phone for a while. Like if I'm walking with the boys or whatever, it's just like leave it at home. And then you're excited to get back to it and see what news hath drifted in.
What did I miss?
My ex pointed out something very, very funny that I used to do that came back because it was gone. So like a while ago, and my ex-wife, my platonic life partner, Boo Boo Crystal, what up? Shout out. Crystal.
Ben's playing a drinking game.
Yeah. Crystal would, years ago when she was talking about how much I was on my phone, she was like, when I used to go to the bathroom, when I would go and take a dump and I didn't have a phone, you could tell I was doing it because I drum on my legs. Like I sit there and I go, and I get my feet
just
tapping.
Beat out of shit.
Yeah. And then she's like, since you've been on your phone so much, you don't hear it. I know you're sitting in there
He's
just
like, I miss your shit drumming.
Well, in the world, and see that you're depriving the world of music, Ben.
So I noticed during this challenge, my shit drumming came back. I started drumming.
Nature is healing.
The shit drums are back. The shit drums are back.
There's this footage of like all these animals coming out, like the water, like the rains have returned. Oh my God! Look at these zebras.
Sped up footage of little buds turning into full-grown trees.
The shit drums are back.
It was like my roommates never heard that. I've been here for 3 years and I've had my nose buried in my phone, and so I leave.
Your roommate's like, he's been playing the shit drums.
All she can hear is skin on skin.
I'm kicking him out.
Yeah.
Who slaps their legs while they're shitting?
Her first assumption is that you're drumming on your thighs. I guarantee she just hears skin slapping noise in the bathroom.
Plappity, 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 plappity. She's like, oh God, he's like jacking off with a rhythm, like a 4/4, like a 4/4 beat.
Oh my God. That's so fucking funny. Jesus. I mean, literally, I just sit there and I get bored. And that's a thing that I've noticed that I don't do, that the phone has taken up, which is this. Even growing up, like I always tap on things. I'm always like playing the drums on things. It's just a nervous thing. And so much, like when I was a teenager, I would sit at the kitchen table or the dining room table of like my high school girlfriend, and I would just drum like while we were talking or whatever. And like to the
listen
point,
to me.
Yeah, to the point where like her mother one Christmas bought me a present, and when I opened it, it was a mouse pad, a really thick mouse pad. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And then her mother just grabbed it and slid it under my hands so that I was not, because I always am like,
yeah.
And so when I'm on the toilet, I do that. If I have to in the morning, and it's always, I'm pretty regular. So it's always at the same time. So it's just, and I just get going. And I missed it, y'all. I missed it.
All right. So nature healed itself for 3 days.
No. Okay. But then there was more. I found that at night I slept much better. Far better.
Yeah, because you didn't have that trickle drip of bad news and horror.
It's
clips.
Also when I read this fantastic book called Why We Sleep, or this. It's basically a book about the science of sleep, and
called Keeping the Beat, drumming while shitting. All right, I'm sorry,
Andrew. We were out of there.
I'm sorry.
We had left.
I'm sorry.
We had moved.
I had to take a dip. I had to dip my toes back in.
I know you turned
it's-
back and you were like,
Listeners
"This water
across
is-"
the world were like, "They're through finally. Let's get back to it."
No,
And you
but
were like, "No, I got one more."
you notice. I don't know if you've noticed. Your phone is actually starting to do it because of this, but the blue light obviously has an effect on sleep patterns. And now, if you watch your phone as much as I do, the light actually changes to a yellow light at a certain point in time. Your phone will do it on its own. It's like a program thing to keep you on your phone. Basically, it'll change the actual light color. And in the morning, it's you can get like blue light filters for glasses and things like that. And for your screen, but your phone actually does it. This morning, I woke up, I couldn't sleep, and I was looking at my phone. I watched it switch back to the blue light. So it does this, but even just any light like that. So I was putting my phone down at 10, and I was reading till about midnight, and it was great. And truly, the most eye-opening thing was how lonely I am. Like Andrew and I texted about this. Like, it's a sign of loneliness. Like I have friends. I'm out dating. I'm doing things, but I'm lonely. Like I haven't found yet. I don't think that companionship thing. You know what I mean? That occupies your evening like that. So it's this becomes that connection to other people during the evening, you know? And
do you not feel, because I mean, again, I'm not in that situation, so I'm not trying to speak for it. Don't you think ultimately it makes you lonelier?
Yeah.
Like, do you really think that?
Oh, yeah, because it's not actual.
No, it's empty
human
calories.
contact.
Right, like maybe if you've got somebody who you're interested in and now you're starting to text a lot, and that's cute and there's a connection there. But I feel like just fishing through the internet or being on social media makes one lonely, ultimately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're empty calories. It's like eating sugar. It's the same thing. All you do is you get a little hit from it, but then you're like, I need more. Like,
and you wander through these communities. It's like, well, I'll check Twitter. No interactions on Twitter. Oh, I'll check Instagram. Nope, nobody's can't really interact with anyone here. Oh, go to the Discord, and I just find myself like hopping from little, I'll put it in quotes, community to community, like trying to find some like interactions, and that's just the cycle. And then you just go right back to the first one. You just go through.
Do you feel this too, Andrew? Because I know you're a single guy as well. Like, is this something that in the evening that you couldn't replace with, I'm going to watch a movie on Netflix. I'm going to like, it's not the same.
For night, I don't use mine at night like that for loneliness. I'll just like read, or lately I've been playing video games instead, which
similar poison.
It's actually social. I'm playing with friends, so we're like chatting and stuff, but I'll usually do that right up on past bedtime by a considerable margin, and kind of stumble to bed in a haze of thousands of simulated murders later. I'll stumble to bed and fall face down.
Okay,
but
Ben,
it was definitely a
I want to be
loneliness.
clear, Adam. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think that's another episode. I mean,
Yeah,
for real. Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's good, Andrew. I really don't.
But with it's not a great way to go to sleep. But I definitely found I was pulling out my phone for those little like moments. It's like, oh, I'm like lonely and bored, and you just involuntarily reach for it. It's like a muscle reaction. My hand would just go to my pocket.
100%.
I also set a goal that was like a sub chal. I had set a goal for an hour and 30 minutes a day of screen time. So I was also minding my screen time, and you just feel your hand going for it. And I'd be like, no,
I feel that
do
shit
it.
too. I'm not immune to that. I'm totally that way. It's just like,
But it
I'm
was
bored.
definitely
Let's,
like
click
a
on this thing.
response to that kind of like an empty spot.
Wasn't it you, Adam? You had that
your day.
amazing tweet that was like, basically, I touched my Twitter logo, Instagram logo, and Facebook logo in a circle until the battery on my phone dies or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly. It's just this
You
fucking
just-
sick thing in our pocket.
Yeah.
It's sapping us. I had something like that. I remember
and
that.
I'll tell you, I want to continue this.
Well, no, I'm curious, Ben, because so you were crushing it for 3 days, and then you
Or even more. I felt like he crushed it for
like
all the way until
5 days or so.
Thursday or Friday.
and then you said, well, I broke, and you said you were sick and you were in bed, and so you were doing a lot of shit on your phone.
I was working from my phone.
Right.
Because I was laying in bed, and it was far easier to do like
You had your
posts.
accountant's cap on.
No, but I can write on
my
my phone like ideas. I can post, create clips, things like that, plug
Right.
shows, emailing people about potential club weeks, like the job. Like of this.
Let me ask you. So that day you said, okay, I broke. You don't have to buy me a tattoo, whatever. And then the correspondence end. We stopped talking about the challenge. I'm curious what happened the next day for you.
So, for the privacy of certain people, I am going to remain vague as to why that happened.
Sure.
People who have followed me on social media will understand why. This is where it switched. And I started to understand that telephones are very much a double-edged sword. They have this terrible side to them, but they also have this amazing side to them. And we're very fortunate in that they've created a line of communication that is real time and instantaneous. And when very serious things happen, it allows you to keep in touch with people you care about during that real time as they're going through things. And basically what happened is that some stuff started happening with people that are very close to me. There was an emergency situation, and man, I've never been more thankful for this phone because of this challenge and everything that we were talking about with it. I started thinking about like, what would happen if I didn't have this? You know what I mean? With this direct line to a person that I'm worried about, so it is a very powerful tool of communication as well, and I found myself, I think, I'm trying to there was a lot of emotion and a lot of positive things that came through it over the last couple weeks, and a very hard couple weeks that was, I'm glad that I spent that time. Like, I don't feel, there was a lot of people connecting and processing feelings about stuff. And so I guess the question that I'm left with now is, how do I find that balance?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about. I mean, and you're talking about not just in terms of like contact with the people who were going through a rough spell and or horrible thing, but also like the social media aspect of people who the ricochet feeling of like, oh my God, we're all feeling something horrible.
But I mean, like people connecting.
I mean, I'm genuinely curious about that.
Yeah, like people reaching out, offering thoughts and condolences and reconnecting with people that, you don't talk to as much. And there's real emotion. Like you realize, like just saying, like having this thing where you can say in the moment at that time, I know you're struggling. I know I'm feeling that. I do think it brought me some. It wasn't as empty as other social media, like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's why I'm asking, because you have often said, or you've said before, just as a champion of like connection and realness through these mediums. And I've always been like, I'm not really sure. But like in a real tragedy moment, you're right. And it is a lot easier than texting or calling, because you feel like you might be imposing on that person. They don't want that, but it's like, in social media, you can say like, hey, I'm thinking of you. And it really doesn't intrude on the person who might be going through
there's something
terrible.
Like
they can check that out later when they want.
Facebook Messenger or just something like that that isn't a text or a phone call, but it is you reaching out. Like that's exactly it. It's, hey, you can open this when you feel. They'll see the notification is there.
It's doesn't a condolences card.
Yeah.
But in a much more immediate way.
And there is the outpouring of people. It's like of the outpouring of like sympathy and like it does help people in those situations. It is a way to send somebody an instantaneous, personalized message card kind of a thing. And I know, like, Adam, I'm sure better than most people do, because sometimes when you're feeling grief, it's nice to, holy shit, look at all these people that are coming.
I just thought of this, and I don't know why I just remembered this, but like when my little sister died, I didn't talk about it on stage, and then it had been this horrible summer, and then I wrote this thing. I just like, back when we had blogs, and it was on my website, I just barfed out this long essay about all the shit that I went through,
which was beautiful. You didn't just barf it out. It was beautiful.
But like I put it out there because some part of me needed it publicly seen. And like I wanted to show like, here's what I've been going through. Here's me talking about it. And I remember I put it out and I like put it out on social media. Here it is. And I went for a hike and I left my phone in the car and I came back and it had exploded. It had gone viral and it was all over the fucking place. And I do remember in that moment feeling seen, you know what I mean? Like feeling like, okay, people are recognizing what the fuck happened to me that I decided to share.
Yeah.
It was more that moment and that feeling of like, okay, now people know, like the world knows. I don't have to keep this a secret, So it was very powerful in that moment. And that was all the phone. It was all the computer and social media.
I remember talking to you after you did that and you were like, you were shocked. Like at the response. And I was like, no, you said something people needed to hear. And there's no gatekeepers to this. You're allowed to do this, And so it goes directly to the people, and a lot of people needed to hear that. They want to read that. They want to know that they're not alone, or they get some insight into, they're curious about you as a person, and so I think there is like a lot of power in this. There's a lot of great things that can come from it. And I think I witnessed a lot of that over the last couple of weeks. And then I slowly start regressing back, like any addiction type behavior.
It's a gateway drug. Totally.
Yeah, it starts getting you back into it, and before you know it, you're like, I'm no longer using it for that. I'm just beyond that now, and now I'm just back to using it to pacify free time. So I think I definitely have to go back to regulating it again and looking at my screen time or setting it. Our Patreon subscribers and listeners sent great suggestions after this as to things that we can do and that I can try And so I think I need to implement those, like putting on a tracker. There are apps that do it. People sent me apps that they use that monitor their usage or block it. I've also noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, sometimes you'll send somebody a message at night, you'll respond to something and it'll say, this person is in dark mode, or whatever, where it just doesn't notify them until the morning. Disturb. And I think those are really funny. It's like your drug dealer being like, you know what? I think after an 8-ball today, I'm going to cut you off. See me in the morning. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it is.
I turn my phone silent at night. I don't want it buzzing. I don't want to wake him.
I can't do it with Milo. And that's the hardest part. With my son, having my son 1,100 miles away from me, I cannot turn my ringer off. If something happened and I could not answer, I wouldn't ever.
Is there a way to
myself.
make it just his comes through?
Yes, you can.
Maybe there's a way to make
and
it.
And I learned that. Yes.
Only Milo can break the silence.
Yes. Exactly.
I do want to say one quick thing about what you're talking about, Ben, and the realness of this connection, especially in tragedies, which I know very well. There is the other side. It's like it helps. You're seen. There's a mourning, and everyone's coming together, and it feels good to be community in that moment. And it's exactly what we talk about. It is a gateway, and I remember. It can go too far where it can become misery porn, or like everyone's jumping in on this grief because like, I want to be sad with you too. And it's like, but I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like there is a sort of limit to it. And I remember being like, holy crap, look at all these people chiming in and being like, wow, you're still feeling very real fucking feelings. You don't need to engage with everyone here and there about this. The inner circle, fuck yeah. But like there, I remember it being a slippery slope.
For sure. And I think I definitely think that the interactions that you have with people, the other problem is they're so easily misconstrued. Tone, I mean, I don't know how many times Andrew and I have had arguments because we can't read each other's tone, and I assume certain things or vice versa, and then we have to get on the phone. Yeah. Adam, let the pedicure thing go. I went down to Savannah. I got a pedicure. I am sorry about that.
We're even. Right. We had don't trivialize our romantic
He
getaway,
only
Adam,
did the pedicure with you to get back at me.
I know.
I hope you know that.
And it makes it feel empty. I was used as a tool of revenge and spite.
Yeah.
Not as a Valentine's treat.
Yeah.
God.
You were sloppy seconds is what you were.
You are absolutely right. And this is not just like a casual opinion. I literally have had, therapists say that, like any kind of like text-based communication, the tone could be misinterpreted in a way that talking in person will not be. So
yeah,
if you have something important to say to someone, you should try to say it in person, and don't wear a mask while you're doing it. They might need to read your lips. God damn.
They're not talking about My Chemical Romance. They're talking about other things.
They're saying, let your nail polish dry, you fucking
Andrew
idiot.
has a rare condition where if he can't see someone's mouth, he assumes they're talking about My Chemical Romance.
He always, it's My Chemical Romance.
It's an affliction. First. It's an affliction.
No, what it did was really woke me up to the fact that I am craving connections with people. I think the three of us are similar in that sense. We tend to recluse a bit more than other comics in the scene, maybe, or people, like we kind of come out and do shows, but then we just go back and like do our shells, you know what I mean? And just do.
We're not comedy scene socialites like we used to be. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's just nothing against it.
There's all different reasons.
Yeah. Family.
Like I quit drinking. That was a big part
Age,
of
all of it. You're not as passionate about the scene, and you're just trying to have the career now,
Yeah. And I've met and created a lot of really interesting friendships and interactions with people. But I also realized that they can wait, number one, till the next morning. And two, that 2 hours from about 10 till midnight or 10 to 1, because I'm a night owl big time, I should be using that just for myself. I should be shutting it down. Little bit, I slept way better I got
That's awesome.
way more
for sure.
done, you know? And so I need to just make that. And I need to maybe tell people. A lot of it is I feel bad. Like if somebody sends me a message and I don't respond, like I said, I feel like I'm not giving them the
Yeah,
attention.
but part of taking care of yourself is that it's saying I have my time and I'll respond to them when I
Absolutely.
can.
Yeah.
You're not on anyone's dime for that. But another thing that to acknowledge, whether you have an addictive personality or not, all this shit is designed to be addictive. The designers themselves will tell you this shit is designed to keep you looking at it and scrolling through it. It's called infinity scroll for a reason. They don't want you to find the bottom of the social media hole that you're digging through. So you do have be cognizant of that while you're looking at it. I think people think that they can beat it. They're like, yeah, I mean, they might design it that way, but I'm smarter than their fucking algorithm.
No,
I'm
you're not.
smarter than this social media app. No, you're not. And you're just going to keep nibbling away at your mind and your time and your attention. And if you have issues with addiction, like I've had, and I know a lot of people have, this shit is dialed in to prey on you.
Not me.
Andrew, do you want to give another deathbed speech like you did in the part 1 of this
No,
episode?
I think I already did
I loved
it.
that speech, by the way. When I listened to that, I was like, holy shit.
No,
this is
I mean,
I'm
honestly,
a
you
deathbed-
saying that was correct. Like I would look back and go, and given everything that has happened over this past few weeks, was a great reminder of like, holy shit, you are on credit. Everything. Andrew said it when we were talking. Everybody on this planet reaches a 2-week countdown at some point. And it's, everybody does that. And do I want to look back and think to myself, like, fuck, like I spent 8 hours of daylight.
The bicycle accidents I watched on my phone.
I really love those.
I agree. And
with the bicycle.
I had set a goal of like 2 hours or less this week and doing it, and I got to it, and I'm going to keep it going. I think, Ben, this has really gotten through to you as well, and I hope you can keep this going as well, because I mean, there's just no denying.
We should check in at the end of each day and show each other our totals and create accountability. Just
so
be
you're
like,
trying to get a phone connection. What you're just trying to do is you're trying to manufacture.
How about this?
One more.
How about we text each other hourly?
How about we create an IG group?
You're
and
sick.
that's all I'm going to say.
You're sick.
And
90 minutes was tough. 90 minutes felt like a diet. That was
2 hours.
I hit
was
it
tough for
almost
me.
every day, but it was it was definitely times where I was like, oh man, this would be phone time, and now it's not.
Same.
But I know I said this in the group chat, but if you were good with it, I'd find myself with like 25, 30 minutes left under that cap, and then I would just sit there and just fucking put my whole face in the slop bucket of
it
social
should be
media.
a treat. Like you treat yourself. And I get that. Like that was exactly what I found. I'd go, oh, I've got 35 minutes left that I'm allowed to use this.
Shoot it into my veins.
Yeah. I'll take it straight into my dick. And it was so
Reddit, here I come. Let's get some terrible opinions.
No,
listeners,
great
I think, we went to this twice because it's that important. This is something you can implement in your life. This is something you can look at all the time in your life, which I'm going to keep trying to do. And I have a really good feeling Ben is as well.
Yes.
And Andrew, we know you're the lean cuisine of phone time when it comes to this group. So we're proud of you, Andrew. Keep it up. We're going to get to your video game
Because I taste gross?
soon.
Yeah, we're
taste
going to
gross?
deal with that.
I'm fine. My gaming is not a problem.
But listen, I want to make this clear to all of our listeners. If you have a problem with phone usage or phone time, cut out everything but this podcast and our bonus content and our TikTok reels, and you go to our IG and you communicate with us. Get rid of all that other shit. Get rid of all the other shit.
Everything else is
this
useless.
Stays.
Everything else is fat. Trim it away.
Yeah, we are
Trim
the
it
bone.
away.
We're the bone here.
Let's take Let's take a break. Let's listen to some stand-up comedy. We earned it. We have a great comic, one of our favorites, one of Denver's favorites. We're going to take a break. Enjoy the stand-up clip from Miriam Moreno. And when we come back, we're going to have Act 3 and some good fucking news for once.
Good fucking news. But third actors, Los Terceros. Oh, it's your time. It's your time to shine. Stay tuned.
Let's see. I do have a partner now, and I feel pretty comfortable calling him Daddy in the bedroom because I don't have a father, so it's fine. We role play daddy-daughter stuff. I should preface this. He's from Colorado Springs. They're pretty weird up there, so we'll be in the bedroom and we'll exchange rings at the purity ball. And then we promise no sex till marriage. And then we go to sleep. So, no penetration. I am obsessed with death, and I always tell him, if I die first, you have to wear my ashes in a locket, and you can't date for 5 years. And he's always like, well, what if I die first? I'm like, I'm so young and hot, I have to move on with my life. It's actually patriarchal of you to put that pressure on me. We did get married about a year ago, and people always say, once you get married, you stop having sex. And it's yeah, we're family now. That's illegal. People are disgusting. I didn't have a bachelorette party, but I do have a friend who just got engaged, and she started a bachelorette party group chat. And I've never been a part of one, so you guys will have to tell me if this is normal. She started, the batch and her bitches. Super aggressive. First message, what's up, you slut tramp whores? Whoa. Take a weekend to stop working your whore post to party with me. It's we all work in healthcare. Where is this coming from? And of course, follow-up message, hey, you syphilis-ridden cum buckets. It's time to pay $500 for the Airbnb, so Venmo me at Kelly Pediatrics 23.
This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row, all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and/or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Well, you've done it. You've found the third act, and congratulations to you. This is the best place to be in all of podcasts, and we appreciate you being here with us. We have a great new feature called Finally, Some Good Fucking News. Ben, I'm going to kick it to you. What do you got?
Oh, I got, this is very navel-gazy. I apologize to everybody, but let's look inward on this one. I love this. We had a new listener from Australia join us. Their name is Jacko. And Jacko has, in a very short amount of time, blasted through our entire back catalog of episodes, 100 episodes, and left comments on each one. And they're amazing. And it's been so fun to watch this person find our podcast and go back through the episodes basically in order and just leave their thoughts on it. And they're amazing and they're so wonderful and it means a lot.
Ben, you're not even getting to the half of it. Producer Ron told me they're on Patreon. They've blasted through everything we've ever put on Patreon. The Act 4s, the Boy Crazies, all of it.
Yeah.
Jacko has a
200
problem.
hours of
Jacko's
stuff.
got a problem.
No, Jacko has got the
problem
solution.
being awesome.
Yeah. Jacko's got the answer. Jacko's got the panacea for all that ails you is what Jacko has.
I like that in an episode where we're like, put your phones down, tune out a little bit. We're like, but also, Jacko.
Get on the fucking
Jacko 200 hours and in 1 month. Let's go.
Jacko energy drink. Listen to it all. So
that is some good fucking news because that's a very cool fan who's just like, yep, all of it, please. We did, thank you, Jacko. That
Jacko, bring us to Australia. We'll do comedy down there.
Yes, please get us down there. We'll go down there. Adam has always had a dream of riding in a ruse pouch.
That's just a disturbing recurring dream. It's not like it's not like an aspirational.
Oh, I thought you said you dreamt.
It's a nightmare.
You said I dreamt about being in a kangaroo's pouch again, and I thought I'm sorry.
It's really terrifying because it's never front facing. I'm turned around, and so the ruse just ripping through the outback. I can't see any of it. I'm just there, and I don't feel safe. I feel scared,
and you feel out of control.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
It's really
all right.
weird.
Never mind. We're not coming to Australia.
No.
Andrew,
amazing. We breezed past the opportunity for thanks, but I'm gonna flip a U-turn and do a quick thank you shout out to our Oz behind the curtain, Katie. Thank you, Katie, for letting me third wheel on your Valentine's date for those.
We didn't
pedicures.
breeze by it.
Fun.
You're talking about thanking my replacement. Okay, so you can tell that toe scrubbing harlot that if she wants to play Jesus with my two baby boys and clean the feet of the saintliest guys I've ever known.
She didn't give us the pedicure, you idiot. She didn't give us the pedicure.
Oh, she sat with you?
She got a pedicure.
The world has changed.
Yeah. You're so dumb, man. I'm so glad we got Katie.
I agree with Andrew. Thank you, Katie. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for
thanks Katie, for getting that. I'll check my spam folder. My invite must have gone in there.
Mm-hmm. No, that was contingent on us doing it. But in the meantime,
Andrew,
plugs. I'm
gonna take this one.
What do you got?
Because this weekend I'm coming in hot to Cannon Beach, Oregon for the Cannon Beach Comedy Festival. If you live anywhere in Oregon or Washington, it's a beautiful, beautiful spot right on the coast, and it's going to be a great fest. Eddie
I'm
Pepitone,
doing the truffle shuffle right
Baron
now,
Vaughn,
bud.
myself.
I'm doing the truffle shuffle because it's where the Goonies
was
filmed.
shot there. I can't wait to rip it up in Cannon Beach. I hope to see some of our Pacific Northwest fans there. And if you're a Grolic Saves the World fan, come up and tell me after the show. We love meeting you. You guys are the best.
Yeah. If you're not going to be on the coast of Oregon, maybe you want to come and see me.
Yeah, it's specific. So what?
Maybe you want to come and see me in Boulder, Colorado at Comic Sense, which is a tiny, nice little comedy joint in the basement of the Hotel Boulderado, a beautiful hotel.
Fun room.
It's a great room. It's tiny, but it is small, and tickets go quick. So if you want to see me, you're going to want to get your tickets now. That is March 21st through the 23rd. I will be there. So get your tickets now. Andrew, do you got something?
They've got great French fries there too.
Yeah.
If you need it.
Hot tip,
cherry on top.
Hot tip from an inside source.
Hot tip from the fry master himself. Great fries.
Andrew, what do you got?
I'll plug our live show, March 30th. We do it the last Saturday of every month at the Bug Theater. We're bringing in Mav Viola, and we have local crusher Ali Kareem.
Wow.
So grab those tickets.
Guess what? This just in.
Show notes.
I'm going to try on that Grolix.
What?
Whoa, we have a rare Adam trying
once
Grolix?
a year. I'm good for one. I've decided it's March this year.
Ooh,
hell yeah. So don't miss the very special Adam's trying on this one, Grolix, March 30th. Yep. It's the last Saturday of every month. They've been selling out, so don't be left out.
Yeah. And as always, remember all of these shows, the ticket links are down there in the show notes. You can just click right there and get them. As always,
I want to do the quick credits.
No. I want to do it because you. Okay, fine.
You always do it. Check it out.
All right, here we go. Let's see you do it.
We'd like to thank our producer, Ron Doyle, as well as Mike Henderson for his help recording at our live show. Our theme music is provided by Charlie Continental. You can follow us on social media at Grolix Comedy and support us and get ad-free episodes and other perks on Patreon at patreon.com/GrolixSaves.
Wow.
Do better than that.
No, I mean, that was good. That was really good. Really, really good. And I know we've got a new episode coming up next week. And
who cares if we tease it or not? It's weekly. They're just going to be here for the next one, and it's coming down the pipe, you guys. We are a weekly podcast like the big boys.
We are the big boys.
Podcast.
Hey,
please,
we're big boys.
Share this podcast. Tell your friends. Help us grow this podcast. We appreciate you listening. Please help us grow it.
Yes, oink out loud to the world, our little piggies. But in the meantime, play us out, Charlie!
Are there any heroes?
yoink out loud to the world, little piggies.
I love it.
You have a gift, my friend.
Thank you.
Let's hear some of these shitting beats, dude.
I'm putting it down in my thighs. Hold on.
Yeah, give me
Just
some,
a
give me
second.
something.
That's actually pretty good.
No, keep going.
You guys are
Yeah,
gross.
fucking-
You guys are you're gross
Fucking
guys.
Stupid.
You guys are some gross guys.
All right.